I know a lot of people were shocked that we went corner with our first pick. I was one of those guys, because I'm not in the war room. And I thought, man, we're pretty deep at corner. Well, then it comes out, was it a couple hours later, the next day we traded Troy Hill. Yep. So it makes a lot more sense. It says Emerson possesses ideal size for the cornerback position at the next level and was exceptional at putting caps on opposing receivers in college. He allowed only one catch of 25-plus yards last season. The guy is great in man-to-man press coverage, 6'2", 201 pounds. He's a big dude playing corner. He'd be one of the tallest corners in the league, I'm pretty sure, one of the taller ones. They said he's not quite as good in zone, but I think you kind of saw Denzel Ward's way better in man also. And Greg Newsome proved to be pretty good last year in man. So I think you're going to see the Browns get up into guys this year, run a lot more man coverage because they don't have to lock them down very long with Myles Garrett, hopefully Alex Wright, hopefully Jadeveon Clowney's back. If we can pressure the quarterback, these guys don't have to play man-to-man very long. And I think we have three corners now who prove they're pretty good in man-to-man, and Greedy Williams is no slouch.
No, I'm with you. I was one of the people going a cornerback. And then, like you said, you find out Troy Hill's no longer on the team. And we're some things about Greedy Williams floating around out there, possibly being traded, maybe not being here after next year, whatever. Then you kind of read the profile, see kind of the stats and things on Emerson. And I cornerback, as we've seen in years past, that's a position that you can think you're pretty deep and it can thin out in a
hurry.
Yeah.
Yep. You can't have too many corners. I think Greedy I hope Greedy's around for this year. I just think it'll be a stretch. If he plays well this year, like we hope he does, it's going to be tough to keep him past this year because he kind of sealed his fate when he missed a whole year and we took Newsome. Yeah. And Newsome turned out to be good. Well, Newsome's going to get paid after his rookie contract, I'd imagine. You're not going to have three top paid corners. It's just, especially when you got a franchise quarterback, you're just not going to be able to do it. So Greedy, I think this might end up being Greedy's last, unless he comes out and stinks it up, but then it might be his last year anyways, because we just won't renew his contract. So I think either way, the writing's on the wall for Greedy. One thing I liked about Emerson, it says, is he may prove to be a better player in the NFL than in college, where he was miscast in a system that didn't quite play to his strengths. So I think the Browns recognize this guy's got the tools, in Mississippi State just wasn't really using them the right way, whether personnel wise for them, coaching wise. He's made a real name for himself in press coverage. Again, we have some pretty good receivers in our division. So we gotta have good secondary. We got to have guys who can lock up somebody. And I just think this guy, if he plays down in the slot, he's gonna be huge.
Yes.
So I think it caught me off guard at first, and then once I got over kind of my shock, and I had looked into it and read up on the guy more. It's like, I can see this being a pretty solid pick, and I think to get a guy in the third round that I expect to play, if he doesn't start, he's going to get big minutes this year, I think. So that's
good. One thing about you just said about if he plays in the slot with his size and everything, and that's where Troy Hill played. He was a slot cornerback. And I think Troy Hill, obviously on the smaller side compared to Emerson. And you're seeing a lot of these NFL teams start to move their bigger receivers into the slot to try to dominate in that area and take advantage of those smaller defenders.
Yes.
So this could be a good counter for that.
100%. Completely agree.
Yeah.
So that was our first pick, round 3, 68, Martin Emerson, cornerback out of Mississippi State. Then we drafted again in round 3. And this is why the trade back in the second round we drafted a lot of guys this year. And I think our first 4 picks are real solid.